Here's your clear result for race number 1. Because score 2022 stakes class 5. The winner goes number 1, Delilah, $13 for win and $55 10 cents for place. Second goes number 2, Red Man, $18 for place. Third goes number 5, Galaxy Star, and $9 for place. Fourth goes number 7, Star Empire. Forecast 1 to return 32, place forecast 1 to return 13, 1 5 return 12, and 2 5 return 20. TSA 1 2 5 return 284, Fuel 1 2 5 return $67, and Quartet 1 2 5 7 return $679. The time was 1 minute 10.551, and the margin a neck 3/4 length and a head. That was the result for race number 1. And as we look at the total for fourth of number 7, Star Empire getting ahead of number 6. Golden Wave. And it was the fourth of race number 1. We'll take a little short pause and I'll be right back for race number 2 from in the Class 4 company. We'll be right back.
Luxury brand sweating on a run on the inside fence. Coin Toss has plenty of galloping room and he's starting to get up and loom up to this leading pair. Ayapaka One tries to follow him through. It's still Pacific Warrior here in the Singapore Guineas as they go past the 200-metre mark. Bestseller. Here comes Coin Toss on the outside. Coin Toss levelling it up to the leaders. Bestseller and Coin Toss go past Pacific Warrior. Coin Toss, 3-year-old classic, tick, Singapore Guineas. Straighten up into the lane, and it is Pacific Delight up on the inside, the leader now. Length and a half here from out wide. City Gold Star starts to present here with Bestseller. January also sticking on. A Better Tomorrow drops off to go back with Tributo. Pacific Delight did start to feel the pinch there at the 100, and going on by was Bestseller and City Gold Star. Bestseller War Pride still tucked away on the inside now though, but does have room to go. Savvy Command is in behind. War Pride is looking for that out there as well. Great Command causing extreme bother there to get the run, as Showall 61 looking to take out the win here and go 1 for 1 in Singapore. Look at Tributo coming out of the ground here. Showall 61 the inside. Wowee! Fourth on the inside was Maximum Control, and fifth there was Our Pinnacle, followed by Tarling Pling, and sticking to the inside at the back of the field, Pacific MV. City Gold Pegasus is our leader here at the 100 metres. Up on the outside, working through into his work late, was Boomba, and Boomba's going to go up to the outside and take out Trial 4. It is Boomba on the line. Welcome back to race day. Race number 2 is a Class 4 Division 2 over the 1200 metres with a field of 11 runners, the Hard to Think 2021 stakes. Number 1 is Bestseller, our short price favourite. Bernardo Pinheiro from gate 1. 2 Grandavante, Daniel Moore in 10. 3 Showall 61, Shafrizel from 9. And the 4 is Thunder Legend for Manuel Nunez in barrier number 4. Over to the 5, Charminton, Fadzli Yusof in 3. 6, City Gold Pegasus for Dylan Moe. Barrier number 8. 7, Pacific MV, CC Wong in 7. The 8 is Sun Rectitude for K Faiz in barrier 6. Number 9 is Clone Man for Harry Kassam in 5. And last but not least, Fighting Hero for the Lucky Unicorn stable for TH Co, barrier number 2. As we're about to head into the mounting yard here for the second event, let's get up the claims and overweights here for the race. 3 Showall 61, Shafrizel -1, 5 Charminton, Fadzli Yusof -2, 8 Sun Rectitude, K Faiz -1.5, 9 Clone Man, Harry Kassam will be a half over, and TH Co rides Fighting Hero 1 kilogram over. Straight into the mounting yard as the runners start to parade here for the events. And the first horse we have a look at here, Raymond Yong, is the one and our favourite in Best Seller, who comes into this at a very short quote of $7.510. I'd expect him to probably come out a little bit off that quote there once the money starts to come into the pool, but 2 wins and 5 minor placings from 9 starts, and he comes back from Group Company after the 3-year-old series back into Class 4.
Yes, he's been ultra consistent in the 3-year-old series. 3 times was beaten by two pretty talented horses, January and Coin Toss. That was a very nice run by him, ultra consistent. This is a Class 4, not a very strong bunch, I should say. I think he should be able to get the job done this time around. He looks okay in the paddock, calm and collected. He knows his way.
Very, very short quote, isn't he, at the moment here, Best Seller, but at the same time coming into this off much more superior racing than this, up against his own age group there. He was very impressive there on every leg of the series in behind Coin Toss and also January in the first leg. We move on now to the 5 in Charminton, who comes into this with claims here. Fadzli Yusuf will take 2 kilos off for Donald Logan. Could be a big day for the stable with a lot of engagements and a lot of winning hopes as well. 50 and 11.
Yeah, big day for the stable, and welcome back to Singapore from the little break in Europe. Donna, yeah, happy to see her back here. And of course, number 5 is Charmington, not very big, largely frame type of horse, but very gutsy performance, especially on the turf. I don't mind him. I think he's one of a very strong challenger, and maybe a minor play chance.
Number 6 is City Gold Pegasus for Dylan Moe. We welcome Dylan to Singapore here from Hong Kong. He jumps on board here for David Koch. 86 and 19 for the horse making its debut here in Singapore.
I hope he accustomed to the weather here, Dylan. And yeah, he looks good. Okay, the paddock, this is first time we're seeing him, but training well in the morning, putting quite a fair bit of effort. The trial was okay. It wasn't that bad. Behind Boomba, especially the one. I think he might just be able to surprise.
See what Singapore weather's child's play compared to Hong Kong in the last 6 to 8 weeks. It's been very hot up there. Pacific MV comes into the race here for the Pacific stable and also for David Koch as well. This horse having his debut here and just not handling the conditions here as well. Very sweaty, very flighty, up on his toes here. Not what you want to see from a horse having his first run here in the country. 89 and 18.
Yeah, pretty worked up. Yeah, you're right. And he's still not settled with 2-hander beside him, but try to get him to settle nicely. He looks okay, but still a little bit conditioned from this horse. Yeah, happy to watch him. The trial was just okay. Yeah, so couldn't really put him in my top 4.
Grand Devante is the next horse we have a look at here for Dan Maher, having its first run here for the new stable. And Daniel Moore jumps on board here. It's a price, though, with only 1/3 from 4 starts. 214 the win, 46 the place. 200,
I think, if he stand up, I think it's a long shot. Still not raced here in the 1200 meters. He went to a Class 3 before and rested well, and a couple of trial. I thought the trial was pretty impressive. I didn't have him in my number, but I respect him at $214. He might just be able to surprise.
I've got him in my numbers as well as my 4th pick. I think 214. Expect him to trim up. I didn't see him anything more than half that quote, to be honest. So I think there's some value to be had there with Grand Devante on an each-way basis. Mailmen like Show All 61, and I can understand why. 1 start, 1 win, hit the ground running the way you want to see a horse win here. Was quite impressive up on speed. 44 and 9, can go on with it.
Yeah, if you can replicate the performance that time in June, jump and run, get a soft lead and try to go to front. But this time around, not going to be easy for him. Once again, I can say that with this white barrel draw, some horses inside him are pretty pacey as well. Pacey, yeah, I don't see him winning him, but I think he'll be competitive. His trial was pretty quiet recently. Yeah, just put him in my top 4.
Bell goes for riders to mount up here for the second event. Thunder Legend gets Manuel Nunes here, having its first run here for Richard Lim. 43 and 9. Start number 4 here in Singapore with only a second to date.
Yes, 1 second. That was behind this Italian Revolution. I thought that was a pretty impressive run for me. And don't mind his last 2 starts. He was all over the place. And hopefully coming down to this back into Class 4, still in Class 4 in fact. He backed up with a pretty impressive trial, 1100 meters. He was restrained then, but he was just full running. I will not be surprised. He might just be able to, give number 1 bestseller a hard time.
Number 8 is Sun Rectitude. He has been able to pick up a win here in recent times as well. A winner back in April. Stable apprentice K-Fies jumps on board claiming 1.5, 2:11 and 41.
Yeah, big, strong individual. He looks well suited for this Sun Rectitude 1200 meters. He always put in his best in the morning in the track work, give his heart out to train and try to improve on his standing. Although the class 4 might just a bit challenging for him. Happy to watch him here. I don't have him in my top 4, but I do respect him if he goes to the class 5 company.
Couple more to have a quick look at here as well. We're going to move on now to Clone Man, who comes into this, the son of Zophany for Jerome Tan and the Happy Baby stable. Outsider 4:24.71.
Yeah, going to be tough for him. This Clone Man after 4 start has not shown that much yet. Still trying to figure out what's the best distance and what kind of surface is well suited for him. I'm happy to watch him here. This is a very competitive class 4 for him. Yeah, I'm just happy to watch him. Not for me today.
And last but not least, Raymond Yong, we're going to head on to our final horse, and that is the 10 in Fighting Hero. 82 and 17, TH Co rides 1 over from an inside gate. Yeah, he does flew home nicely a couple of times. Yes, and can be competitive, but we just don't know when he's going to show up because he's pretty passive. You need to find a pace that's suitable for him. But perhaps with horses in front burn up quickly, he might just be able to fly home strongly right at the end. But yeah, I don't have in my numbers at this moment. $63 we show that $83 shows that not much of confidence. Yeah, just happy to watch him here. Alright, we have seen all of them as the horses are making their way to the starting gate. And we have your favorite, number 1, Bestseller. He's currently at $7 for wins and $5.10 for place. And we have any one of horses that are going near him. Perhaps the next one was number 3 horse, which is Show All 61, who jumped and runs and lead from gate to wire and won his last race. And the third favorite, number 4, Thunder Legend. I thought he can probably improve from his last starts and try to get him to improve from there with Mananunis on board. And number 5, which is Charmington, had been quite consistent at $49. Not much of movement at this point of time for Charmington. And we'll take a little short pause and we'll come back later on for our selections and our market update.
So 4 minutes out from start time here for race number 2. The Hard to Think 2021 Stakes, ridden by Mark Lerner and trained by Kiwi expat trainer in Stephen Gray. I've gone the way of number 1, Bestseller on top here. I think it's a bit hard to go past how well he performed in the 3-year-old series. Runner-up in all 3 legs, which is quite an amazing feat when you think about it. He just seemed to keep running into a couple better than him on the day, but I think this horse was really matured and grown. He used to be a real handful. You can tell by the way he was in the parade ring and also going out on track. There he is on screen. He looks a lot more relaxed now. I think his behaviour's really picked up, and that's a real credit to Ricardo Lagrange and also the assistant trainers and the whole team that have done plenty of work on this guy. I remember seeing him in his maiden start here in the parade ring, and he was a real handful. So if the pennies really started to drop with this guy and he's starting to learn what it's all about to be a racehorse, I think he's going to justify that $8 quote, and I'll stand him out on top to take out race number 2. 5 Charmington goes in for second. Didn't have a whole lot of luck last start. If you go back and look at that run, he was just caught wide throughout. He was beaten 4.5 lengths behind Lim Straight, who he's finished behind at his last couple of starts. But he gets a much better barrier draw here this afternoon. Gate number 3 for Fazli Yusof. And I think he can just sit a lot more closer here this afternoon and just try and track the speed and get a more fundamental run to finish off much stronger. My third pick goes away of number 4, Thunder Hero. Now, Mark Zara rode this guy at his most recent run. He didn't have a whole lot of luck in that run when you think about it and go back and look at the replay. From a wide draw, he was just sort of left facing the breeze for most of the run. He's now changed stables into to Richard Lim, and he gets Manuel Nunez, who has ridden this horse in the past for a minor placing. I think he can improve off that last start, and he's another one who draws much better than what he has at his last 2 starts. And to round out my top 4, number 3, Showall 61, the AJ Sable, who are having a splendid 2023 here in terms of the Owners' Premiership. He can go up there from a wide draw, make his presence felt, and if fitness is on his side, he can try and tough it out till the end. My numbers 1, 5, 4 and 3. Bestseller on top to beat Charmington, Thunder Hero, Showall 61, as we go downstairs and get the thoughts from Pat Comerford and his selections.
Thank you very much there, Scott. Bestseller on top for me, clear on top here in this event, coming off his 3 runs in the 3-year-old series. He looks a really nice horse for the future. $7 out to $9 at the moment here. Bernardo Pinheiro rides from the ace draw. I think he's going to be very hard to beat. He's going to be able to control the race here from the front. He's picked up 177,000 this horse in his short time here with only a number of wins. He's been able to pick up a second paycheck a lot as well, especially through that 3-year-old series, as we mentioned. He's the class horse here in the field and gets back to suitable company. 5 in for second here. Charmington, he looks the one that is getting back to a really nice mark here at the moment. We know how dynamic this horse was in the back half of 2022. Has he got back to the horse that we saw there? I think the handicap and the handicap marks sort of weighted him out of a few of these races. He really found his mark after being able to soar through the rating points. I'm looking forward to seeing how he goes here today, the first of quite a few runners here for Donna Logan that could be winning here on what could be a big day for the stable. 3 Showall 61 did everything you wanted to see from a horse here in his first run in the country. He was able to come out and pick up a win last start on speed. Looking forward to seeing where they slot him in the run here. Shafrazel Salih takes one off, but drawn wide, so expect them to be positive here in the race. Grandavante, I think he's the value here in the race. Well, he was the value at $216. That price was absolutely ridiculous, and he's now into $65 as the market starts to balance out. So looking to be potentially one that has been moved at a price, and Grandavante can run top 3 here on his best day. So looking forward to seeing how he goes. Maybe one for the exotic plays. Numbers for me, 1, 5, 3 and 2. Raymond Yong, how did you see them?
Thanks, Pat. I'm going for number 1 as well, bestseller. As you mentioned, and a lot of us alluded that the 3-year series was outstanding. He matured so nicely. He looks good in paddock. Take quite a fair bit of boxes. And I thought number 4, this Thunder Legend, did a pretty nice job in his first start. Don't mind his last 2 performance wasn't that stellar. He was just all over the place. But it's somehow getting the man and Nunes back on board, I think will help him quite a fair bit. From this number 3 horse, which is Show 61. Last start was pretty impressive when he went to the front. Hopefully he can replicate that performance from this number 5, Charmington. Outstanding galloper. He always gives his best on the turf and 1200 meters and train well in the morning. So my number is 1, 4, 3 and 8. But although I don't have number 2, as I mentioned, Grandavante, he's getting a lot of support, late support. In fact, he was $213. He's currently at 57. Big respect to number 2, Grandavante.
Yeah, it's quite a big move, isn't it, Ray? I was just having a look at the board myself. $213 into 57. So support coming for the Daniel Moore mount here in number 2. And also having a look at number 7, he's been supported Pacific MV at a bit of a price, 78 into 44. So they are trying to take on this short price favourite, boys.
Yes, they try to take on this number 1, this bestseller. He's at $9 for win at the moment. I think hopefully he can get back to a double digit. But none of the horses there, in terms of betting wise, is going near him. Most of them are $30 odd. Even the number 2 horse, Grandavante, he's the one that are getting quite a fair bit of drift and a lot of, getting a lot of support at the end. He's at 56. In fact, I think 3/4 of money gone.
Do you think Bestseller makes use of that inside draw and takes up the lead, Ray? He's drawn one. He has pushed forward in the past. He looks to be the best horse on paper. Do you think that's the plan?
I think that's the plan. I think if you tell me, I think given this barrel draw, I think very likely he will just, stick right to the rail and try to find some cover. If not, he might just be the one that go to the front and try to lead, because he can find some horses right outside of him. Charmington, Fighting Hero, even Show 61 might just be from the outside and try to cut in. If you find horses like that to try to get a lead from him, he might just say, oh, why not find a cover and let me relax and come out to the end of the top of a stretch and try to run on strongly. So I think that is strategy, because he's the best horse here, and then I think that's the way he should be running. Right, horses are loading in, and we head to Scott for the race called race number 2.
Thank you very much, Ray. The Hard to Think 2021 Stakes. Thunder Legend goes forward. Currently a $34 quote. Clone Man and Show 61. And that'll leave 3 runners to come forward, including the well-supported Grandavante. As we mentioned before, if you're just tuning in, $209 into 57. Bestseller just staying at that single-digit quote of $9. He'll come up with the barrier blanket for Bernardo Pinheiro. And Sun Rectitude will look to be the last one loaded away. City Gold Pegasus just hopping about a little bit out wide in the yellow silks. Beautiful conditions now after that passing shower before race 1. Beautiful blue skies here at Kranji. And we are locked and loaded, set to go for race 2. Attendants just clear the way. Flags up at the back, we're set. Off and racing, and he broke beautifully, Bestseller from the inside alley. He's going to look to go up and show a bit of pace. Up there wide in the white cap is Pacific MV, and also coming across Show 61. So he doesn't want to lead Bestseller. He's happy to take a sit. He'll drop back into 4th position as Thunder Legend holds up on the inside fence. To his outer is Charmington. And then we get back midfield to City Gold Pegasus. Outside of him, Sun Rectitude. Fighting Hero back 3rd last. And the last couple are Grandavante and Clone Man. 423.83. So they've injected a lot more pace in this event. And he goes on by a length and a half. Show 61 to Thunder Legend in 2nd. To his outer is Pacific MV, Charmington and Bestseller. Just got his head turned to the side. Behind him is Fighting Hero. Grandavante starting to look to move up into it. And out wide on the track is Sun Rectitude, City Gold Pegasus and Clone Man continue to be at the tail. It's still Show All 61 as they head towards the last 250 metres. Bestseller's poking his head through, and Bernardo Pinheiro gets nice and busy. Charmington in the Tangerine out wide, running into a minor placing. It's Bestseller with 100 metres left to go, and the $7 favourite goes on and scores. Bestseller beats Charmington. Grand Avante, huge into third, came from well back. And then we have Show All 61 dropping off into fourth. Fighting Hero to his outside. Thunder Legend dropped off and finished worse in midfield, about 6 off the leader. Sun Rectitude to his outside. And the last ones home are Clone Man, Pacific MV, and City Gold Pegasus for Dylan Moe has finished at the tail of the field. Well, heavily backed late in betting, and Bestseller goes on and scores and sends the favourite punters lining up to the windows with a smile and a little hopscotch in their step to start the proceedings for the favourite Packers. And that's the first 2 races going the way of those in the bright orange number on the semaphore board. And hasn't this horse really developed into a nice galloping racehorse too? Full credit to Ricardo Lagrange and his team. Managed to train him on after that tough 3-year-old series. He's turned those 3 second placings into a win and given a great ride by Bernardo Pinheiro, very patient, and you could just see as he poked his head through when the run opened up, he put his ears back and really hit the line. Pat Comerford's going to be down there, and I believe he's found the winning trainer in Ricardo Lagrange.
Thank you very much there, Scott. Ricardo actually out the back at the moment. He's going to be making his way forward here now to have a chat with us. We'll get a quick chat with Ricardo as he makes his way down here to meet his horse who's taken out race 2 here. Ricardo, what a performance there from him. He's come back to class 4 here. He's better than this grade, but you must have been so impressed with how this horse went through the 3-year-old series and quite confident coming into this.
You know, Pat, what impressed me more today was that he took a sit and he's learning how to race now. I still say he's not the full product, this horse. You could see he was looking a little bit, and I wouldn't say hanging, but just sort of maybe gawking at that rail on the inside. Just look, a massive thanks to Sandy and to Karen. They are absolute gems to train for, wonderful people to train for. You know, obviously I have to say thanks to June Almeida, who manages all their horses, and the Magic Millions, you know, from a ready-to-run sale. He's done exceptionally well, this horse. I'd say a little bit unlucky in the 3-year-old series not to win one of those big races. But whatever the future holds for this horse, wherever he's going to go, he's a really smart horse, and I can only see him getting better sort of season after season.
Look, he's only picked up a couple of wins, a lot of second placings, but he's been able to amass 177,000 before this start. This will tick him over to maybe over 200,000, and in a short time, this is a horse that an owner would love to own. He's paying for himself and doing that and more.
Look, let's not open up a can of worms to say how much money horses can earn here in Singapore. The racing module is one of the best in the world. And look, going back to this horse, there's a lot still to come from him. And I'm even thinking he's going to go further. You know, at one stage it looked like he was just going to be a bit of a sprinting type of a horse. But now that he's learning to settle, he's got an amazing turn of foot. And with 59 on his back, and I see the clock was 1:08. So that's a serious time, you know. So onwards and upwards for a lovely horse.
Well done, enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Ricardo Lagrange there with his winning horse. 1, 5, 2 and 3, those numbers. We'll get a quick chat with Bernardo Pinheiro as well. Scott, he's been able to have such a wonderful season here in Singapore. We know, obviously, riding in Dubai, he was able to pick up a couple of Group 1s there towards the back end of the Dubai season. He has had a late start here, and he's running 4th or 5th on the Jockeys Premiership here at the moment and has no sign of stopping as well. So he's going very well at the moment, Bernardo, and being utilised by a number of yards.
He certainly is. Look, he's a very gifted rider, and he's a very hard worker too. You see him at track work and really putting in the hard yards. And that's exactly what the trainers want. And you look at the clock, 1:08.85. He's a real developing type of horse, and very curious to see what Bernardo has to say about him, because he's stuck strong with him in his last 2 starts, and maybe we can get a better guide on where he's headed in the future.
Bernardo, you had an element of confidence walking out through the tunnel before the race. He's a really nice horse, and what you mentioned, what we mentioned with Ricardo before, was your ability to take a sit on him today, and it just proved to be such a winning factor towards why he went so well today, and he's just growing as a racehorse every start.
As you just said, he's just improving every single race. I have been following him in the yard in the morning as well, and I seen it, Ricardo, and now the team is doing an amazing job. I came confident, of course, you know, he's the best horse of the race, and I got this in mind. We have a good draw, number one. It can be good, but can be tricky as well, especially when the horse is not so fast. Lucky he jumps good, I get out of treble. Just gave him a good brief because I was sure in the straight, any single gap he was going to pass. You know, he's very brave horse. Once the gap open, he just passing through.
You've had such a great start here in Singapore. You've hit the ground running, obviously starting late in the season following Dubai. You must be really happy with how you're going here, and obviously plenty of confidence heading into the next Dubai season come October.
For sure, you know, I'm looking forward, and Dubai is a home for me for the last 6 years, but I'm pretty happy here in Singapore. I couldn't be happy this season with the way it's going. I was thinking already to be based here. Unfortunately, the news coming out, we have just to enjoy this amazing place, you know, wherever it can, you know.
Well done, congratulations. Hopefully the first of a few for you today.
Thank you very much.
Bernardo Pinheiro getting the win. 1, 5, 2 and 3. Let's head to the replay.
Off and racing, and he broke beautifully, Bestseller from the inside alley. He's going to look to go up and show a bit of pace. Up there wide in the white cap is Pacific MV, and also coming across Showwall 61. So he doesn't want to lead Bestseller. He's happy to take a sit. He'll drop back into fourth position as Thunder Legend holds up on the inside fence. To his outer is Charmington. And then we get back midfield to City Gold Pegasus. Outside of him, Sun Rectitude. Fighting Hero back third last. And the last couple are Granavante and Clone Man. 423.83. So they've injected a lot more pace in this event. And he goes on by a length and a half. Shoal 61 to Thunder Legend in second. To his outer is Pacific MV, Charmington and Bestseller. Just got his head turned to the side. Behind him is Fighting Hero. Granavante starting to look to move up into it. And out wide on the track is Sun Rectitude, City Gold Pegasus and Clone Man continue to be at the tail. It's still Showall 61 as they head towards the last 250 metres. Bestseller's poking his head through and Bernardo Pinheiro gets nice and busy. Charmington in the Tangerine out wide, running into a minor placing. It's Bestseller with 100 metres left to go. And the $7 favourite goes on and scores. Bestseller beats Charmington. Granavante, huge into third, came from well back. And then we have Showall 61 dropping off into fourth. Fighting Hero to his outside. Thunder Legend dropped off and finished worse in midfield, about 6 off the leader. Sun Rectitude to his outside. And the last ones home are Clone Man, Pacific MV and City Gold Pegasus. For Dylan Moe has finished at the tail of the field. 1, 5, 2 and 3 are your numbers. They've run a time of 108.85. So if all is correct, that is a new class record here for the 1200 metres at Class 4 level. Stand by for the all clear on race number 2. All clear given. Bestseller at $7 and 5.1 the place, wearing the number 1 saddlecloth. 5 Charmington, $7 a place. 2 Granavante, $10 a place. And 3 Showall 61 in for fourth. Forecast 1 and 5, $9. Place forecast 1 and 5, $5. 1 and 2, $9. 2 and 5, $18. TSA 152 returns 149, with the trio 125 paying 58. Quartet 1, 5, 2 and 3, 615. And the margins were 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 by 1 in 108.85 the timing. So a new class record, with the previous one going the way of 109.12. As we take a look at the official placings, and third went the way of Granavante down to Showall 61, Fighting Hero. Thunder Legend dropped off to be midfield with Sun Rectitude, Pacific MV, Clone Man and City Gold Pegasus finished last of all. We're going to take a quick pause and be right back with race number 3 for the Class 4 7 furlong gallopers. Are still last of all. Swinging for the judge, just under 400 metres left to go. It's Gamely being tested now by Sia, and these two go away over Mercury Storm. Fireworks, rider puts the bat into the left and starts to make up a couple of lengths in the blue cap, and he seems to be making a bit of it too. Sia goes on past Gamely. Fireworks is going to have one crack, but Sia's got a nice break with 50 metres left to go. Sia goes on and scores to give...
Own way from the inside through a majority of the trip. Galaxy Bar under a ride, starting to come up to him as Gold Governor is now asked to lift here on the inside. Gold Governor a length and a half. Galaxy Bar the challenger. Top Confidence has dropped away here with Bintang 61. Galaxy Bar's making this favourite work. Galaxy Bar in his second run here in Singapore. Gold Governor can do no more, and Galaxy Bar for Stephen Burridge picks up his win in his second run in the lane.
Welcome back to race day. We head to the Top Night 2020 stakes for the Class 4 Division 2 gallopers over 1,400 metres. 1 Sabastar, Vlad Juric in 5, 2 Predator for Manuel Nunez in 1, 3 Amazing Breeze, Benny Woodworth in 8, and 4 Super Bowl for Bernardo Pinheiro, looking for an early double in barrier 2. 5 Fearless Warrior, Geraldine Siao in 7, 6 Sia for TH Co in 4, 7 The Shadow gets Simon Cock in 9, 8 Sandbox. We welcome Bruno Carrez from Brazil here in barrier number 3. 9 Top Confidence gets Krishna Tangamani in barrier number 6. As we take a look at the claims and overweights, 5 Fearless Warrior, Geraldine Siao -3, 6 Sia for TH Co -1, 7 The Shadow, Simon Cock puts up half, 8 Sandbox, Correz up 1 kilogram, and 9 Top Confidence, Krishna Tangamani -0.5 kilogram. Let's head off to our first runner of mention here for the third event. And we're going to the top of the racebook order, and that is Sabastar for David Koch and Vlad Juric, who opens up at $11 and 6 a place.
Yeah, he's rock solid at that quote, isn't he, Scott? Coming into this race with obviously being a three-time winner at Class 4. He's been able to amass a number of wins, but when he gets back to this grade here, you've got to give him a lot of respect. And look, plenty of confidence in the stable by putting Vlad on at the 59 kilos. Obviously willing to carry the weight here, keep the senior on board. And look, he's got an edge of class, I think, does Sabastar. And at 1,400 metres, this is his ideal trip. So looking forward to seeing how he goes here. I think he's a very worthy favourite here in the event. There are a couple others that you can make a case for, but on the proviso that he carries the weight, he's going to be very hard to beat here.
This is a real interesting booking. Manuel Nunez rides for Shane Birchiger. They've only had 2 rides together in the last 12 months, but he gets legged up aboard Predator at 23 and 8, and he was in the market last start, but finished 6 on that occasion.
Yeah, he did. Look, he has been able to pick up, obviously, Manuel Nunez in the saddle here with Vlad opting to ride the other horse here in Sabastar, but look, he's getting on, isn't he, Scott? I know you've had a lot to do with this horse over the years. He's a 2-time winner, though, at Class 4. He's another one that when he drops down into this grade, he can run a decent race.
And a former Jumbo Jet Trophy winner. He actually beat Deck Collector on that occasion. Here is number 3, Amazing Breeze. Benny Woodworth and Jerome Tan, 48 and 13 the place.
I wouldn't be counting him out completely here. I think he's a top 3 contender every day of the week here, Amazing Breeze. I like the fact he gets out to 1,400. Probably still a little bit short of where he actually wants it. A mile would be ideal, but at the same time, he is getting out in more ground. The more ground he has, the better. So definitely one to be respecting here as a top 3, top 4 hope in the event.
He should get back in the field. Number 7, The Shadow, Simon Cock and Michael Clements. He does have a pretty good record on this horse, Simon Cock, as he just goes back in the saddle install.
He does. Look, he's been a bit more of a poly-track horse over recent times, and that's where we've seen him do his better work. Back out onto the turf was a slight query for me here after a string of runs over 1,200 metres on the poly. Obviously, they're unfortunately left with this dilemma where this horse probably wants 1,400 metres but can't race over that distance on the poly. They have to go either 1,200 to a mile. So they go on the inferior surface here, but also get back to an ideal trip here. Don't overlook completely.
We're a few months off January, Pat, but Super Bowl comes up here for Bernardo Pinheiro and Stephen Crutchley. 63 and 13 gets a good gate.
He does. He's been able to not be disgraced in his 2 runs here in Singapore so far. He was coming over here as a horse who had won over 1,600 metres before arriving here. He comes into this event here dropping back in distance to the 1,400 metres. I'm not sure whether or not the drop in distance will be warranted here to see him race any better, but at the same time he's working his way towards sort of finding his feet here in Singapore, and gets every possible from the gate with Pinheiro on board.
5 is Fearless Warrior, Geraldine Siao and Desmond Coe, 256 and 41 cricket score odds.
Yeah, trialled up really well before the last start, and obviously they went into that last start there form-wise with a bit of confidence that this horse may have been able to turn a corner, and unfortunately was quite disappointing there last time out. He would have to improve dramatically off that last run to be figuring here, so as a result I couldn't have him in the numbers.
Number 6, coming off a string of big performances in Class 5 is Sia. TH Code Jason Ong, 27 and 8. Market keeping him safe with that winning form.
He's getting on the back end of this preparation, you'd say. He's had plenty of starts so far this season. Definitely due a break at some stage. He's -5 off that last start, coming in here at 528 kilograms. This horse is he's quite stocky, Scott. I think he's got a fair bit of size there and condition to keep, and obviously that's on top of that, and his soundness is why he's able to race as much as he has so far this season. I didn't have him at $28. This Class 4 event is going to be very tough for him. He's 0 from 13, but he's probably never come into a Class 4 event with as much confidence as they would here this afternoon with all this winning that he's been doing down in Class 5. Each way contender, but I left him out of the numbers because I thought that there were other horses with better Class 4 form that have been proving themselves in recent times.
Number 8, Sandbox, first up for 484 days. And he gets the services of Biquerez from Brazil. Pat, 68 and 16.
Yeah, good to see Bruno here picking up rides in his first week of riding here at the Singapore Turf Club. He comes over here with very big raps here after beginning his career in Brazil, most importantly at Galvia. So looking forward to seeing how he goes here this afternoon on Sandbox. We know this horse is coming off a very long break. We haven't seen him at the races since March of 2022, but he did hit the ground running with a really nice restricted maiden win over this distance back in the late part of 2021. The break obviously indicates that he's had issues. He's coming back here, so there are a few question marks surrounding how he'll go here today, but look, at the same time, I think at this light weight he's probably up to the task if he can find some of that form that we saw, and we know that he did that restricted maiden win very early in the preparation, so has fired fresh in the past here.
Number 9, Top Confidence, Mahadi Bintab and Krishna Tangamani combined, 41 and 14. Could maybe sit up there on the pace.
Yeah, he can sit up on the pace, but he's going to be outclassed here. I think he needs to go back and win a non-winners race here in Singapore before we see him taking out a Class 4. Even with no weight, it's going to be hard to see him. He's going to be a bit outclassed here. He's going to need plenty of luck in the running. The lightweight will help him, but just probably haven't seen enough from him in those 5 starts to indicate that he'll be beating a few of these more proven horses, even though he has a nice weight swing on horses like Sabastar, Predator and Amazing Breeze. But yeah, interesting runner. I'm surprised to see him as short in the market as he is. The market support should be respected though. At $48, they're giving him a hope.
So the runners are making their way up the tunnel. We're 7 minutes away from start time. And if you're a favourite punter, you've had a good start to the day with the first 2 favourites scoring here on Singapore Derby Day. We'll take a quick little pause, be right back with our selections and a betting update here from the Singapore Turf Club. Don't go anywhere. Runners heading to post here for race number 3, where I've managed to put the favourite on top here, number 1, Saba Star, looking to put Vlad Jurek on the board here this afternoon. He's got a tremendous record here at the 1400 metres, 7 wins from 19 starts, so 7 of his 8 career victories have come at the 7 furlongs. He draws well, probably one of the better barriers he's had since winning back 4 starts ago, and he gets back to Class 4 as well since competing in a couple of higher classed races. So he goes on top for me and looks to be every bit of a leading contender in this field. 3 Amazing Breeze. Now, I've put him in for second. I've always had a bit of time for this guy. I think he's got plenty of ability. We know he contested the 4-year-old series in the Derby on this day last year, but if the race is run to suit and he's able to come from behind, he just needs to settle in the early stages. You can see there he's quite a sort of fierce-going type of character. But when he puts it all together, he does have something under that hood, and there is an engine to produce, but he does show it in very, very rare occasions. Third goes away of number 2, Predator, who gets the services of Manuel Nunez from an inside alley. Now, he can lead if he wants to, that there isn't a whole lot of speed besides Sia. Maybe he can just sort of dig up and sit up there in the first couple. He's another one who has a great record at the distance. He's got 7 wins to his name and 2 wins overseas when he raced back in New Zealand before making his way to Singapore. But he is a 10-year-old. You do have to tread with a lot of caution as he gets on in age, but he does have something to offer. And 6 Sia I'll put in for 4th. He doesn't have the best Class 4 record, but he does bring a string of Class 5 victories into this field. 1, 3, 2 and 6 are my numbers. Raymond Yong, let's get your thoughts.
Yes, I'm with you, Scott. I'm going for number 1 as well, Saba Star, who's done so well in the 1400 meters. I can say he's one of our experts here, and winning his 7 hours, 8 winners, all from 1400 meters. This looked well suited for him. In fact, he won in Class 3. This is, I won't say a very strong bunch for him, despite going to carry 59 kilograms, but he looked big, strong individual. I think he should be able to handle it. Don't mind his barrel draw. In fact, yeah, he was probably trying to find some place suitable for him, probably in the midfield, and run on strongly. From number 2, Predator, I think the racing conditions suit him. He'll probably stick to the rail and try to find cover. If, yeah, this is a race that not much of speed. Maybe the one that probably can go to the off pace and try to lead is number 6, Sia. He'll be pretty comfortable traveling the midfield and run on strongly, although he's getting on. But the 1400 meters looks just about right for him. From this number 6 horse, Sia, outstanding performance. He has been improving and recently in the Class 5 company. Despite that, this is going to be a much tougher race for him, Sia, but he'll be somewhere there about. If you don't mind, you guys recall that he actually had a pretty nice run in the Class 3 company early on in his career. So this looks like still well suited for him. And for number 3 horse, Amazing Breeze, although the result of late wasn't that stellar, but as you look at it, he wasn't that far away from the winners a couple of times now. In the 1400 meters, it looks just nice. He looks good in the paddock. Tick some of the boxes for me. So my number is 1, 2, 6, and 3. Pat, what's yours?
Thank you very much, Raymond. Look, it's a tough race, isn't it? There's a couple up the top that you can certainly make a case for, and I've sided with the favourite here in the 1 in Saba Star, just going off his Class 4 record. What he's been performing how he's been performing at the races here in recent times is indication that he was probably looking forward to getting back to this grade here. And I don't think went too bad in behind Cavalry, wasn't the best of runs luck-wise, and was still able to finish within 5 lengths of the winner there in a pretty hotly contested Class 3. As we know, Cavalry making his way up to the Singapore Derby this afternoon. So I'll go with the $13 favourite on top, Vlad Jurek with the 59 to beat the 2 here in Predator. Manuel Nunez jumps on board here from the ace. He's another one that has carried weight in the past and has proven at this grade. Very lightly raced at Class 4. He has been down in the grade his last 2, but is a winner at the grade, and I think gets the champion rider on board as well. That's going to be a big plus in his favour. I wouldn't count out this horse on screen though. Amazing Breeze for Benny Woodworth and Jerome Tan. He has certainly going to appreciate the jump up to 1,400 metres. As I mentioned in the parade ring, 1,600 would be better, but 1,400 metres is enough for him to be able to settle and hopefully be running on late in the race. And I'll throw in the 8 here in Sandbox for Ricardo Lagrange, who comes into this off a long break. Obviously question marks surrounding how he'll go here, coming off such a long break in between, and you'd suggest it was maybe a few little niggling injuries that have caused that delayed start here and return. But great to see Bruno Queiroz jump on board here with the blinkers back on here for this start here from an OK gate. Just keep him safe there for your multiples. 1, 2, 3 and 8, very much a top-heavy race, I feel, in where the form is at the moment. And I'll stick with the supported favourite here at $12 in Saba Star. David Cock looking for that first winner this afternoon as Top Confidence loads away to continue the loading process here as we get the starters up signal for race 3, the $50,000 Top Night 2020 stakes over the 1,400 metres. Not many to load forward with only 9 runners, and we head up to Scott Bailey for his final call of the afternoon.
Thank you very much, Pat. Pat Comerford to take over the calling proceedings after this race, including the Singapore Golden Horseshoe for the 2-year-olds. And the Group 1 feature in race number 11. About 3 left to load, including Sia, the Shadow, 4 I should say, Sandbox in the back corner. As we welcome Bruno Queiroz, the godson of champion jockey Joe Moreira. So a nice little touch here for a place that Joe dominated for so long, so many years. Sia comes forward. Saba Star for Jurek. He's now into $12. Favourites have won the first 2 races on the card. And the Shadow walks up. And he will complete the line. Set to go for the Top Night 2020 Stakes. Handlers clear the way. 1,400 metres ahead of him. Set, off and racing. Just a little bit slowly into stride there was Sandbox. And beginning nice and quickly on the front foot was Super Bowl. Driving up now is Sia. And to the outside, wide of them is Fearless Warrior. Now, Saba Star's going to lob in 4th and get a lovely run on the inside, one off the rail as Predator just digs up and holds him out there. Then we get back to Top Confidence, Sandbox. Amazing Breeze drops back second last, and the Shadow is last of all. 425.02, so they're going at a really nice pedestrian gallop here. And Sia's been able to get in front by just over a length to Super Bowl. Getting caught out there is Fearless Warrior, just travelling a little bit wide as Saba Star gets a drop, 1 out, 1 back. Predator seems to settle nice and easy on the bridle for Nunez. Amazing Breeze has just improved a position or 2. Dropping out of it was Sandbox and Top Confidence, with the Shadow going to have to whip around the whole field for Simon Cock in the Falcon Racing Silks. Half a mile in 47.63. They swing for the judge, and they've got just over 400 metres left to go. It is C in front on the inside rail. Super Bowl coming into it in the Lucky Silks. Here comes Saba Star. Jurek gets nice and busy. He hasn't fully asked a full question yet. He does now. He gets up and draws about a neck in front of Super Bowl and Sia. The Shadow looks to be running on. Predator a little bit 1 pace late. He's still sticking with him, but he's not going away, Sia. But Saba Star is going to be too good. Saba Star wins it over Sia. Very brave in Class 4. Super Bowl in for 3rd. Predators run on into 4th position. And then we get back to a lineup of Amazing Breeze, Fearless Warrior, Sandbox, and towards the tail is the Shadow, and Top Confidence is last of all. Heavily supported into $9, Saba Star for Vlad Jurek. He's had a horrid run here of rides at weights and stuff like that, I think it's fair to say. But he's just come here and given this an absolute peach. The multiple champion jockey who's won plenty of our biggest races here in Singapore. And as we've said throughout the day, it's the busiest day he's had in the saddle for some time. And he rode that like a champion jockey does. He's given that every opportunity, and his record at the 1,400 metres now of this horse goes at 8 wins from 20 starts. Very impressive. Great training effort from David Cock, who recently brought up his 300th winner here at Kranji. Let's get the thoughts from Pat Comerford. That's exactly how you like to see the favourites score, and that's the first 3 races for the favourite punters.
And 3 toppies as well, so if you're a number 1 horse fan, and you bet the numbers, you're going very well so far today as well. It's been a
A race day so far where the market has got it completely right, and they were happy to stick with him here. Raymond Yong, he obviously got into $9 here. His 1,400 metre record speaks for itself. And also the confidence as well. Not only you've got a good rider on like Vlad Juric, but also booking a senior, happy to carry the 59 kilos here this afternoon. And you can tell the horse is absolutely fighting fit and was in tip-top order for today's assignment.
Yes, what an outstanding ride by Vlad Juric. He kept himself very cool and handy, and he let it is a Super Bowl and Sia to go to front and roll. He kept himself really comfortable, set up pretty well, 1,400 meters. There was one moment that in the last 100 meters he was, had he done enough. I thought the Sia was giving him quite a bit of headache then, but he fought on really strongly. Of course, Sia stepping up in class, he did nothing wrong. In fact, very good performance from this number 6 horse. Just getting on, but what an outstanding one. I think the one that really improved is number 4, Super Bowl. After these last 2 starts was just okay, but dropping out the 1,400 meters looked well suited for him, this Super Bowl, and he went to the front and fought on really strongly. I thought he's the one that caught my eye the most out of Sabah Star and Sia.
Well, as Scott mentioned as well, the first of quite a few rides this afternoon for Vlad Juric, getting down to the lightest weight. We've seen him at for quite some time, riding a couple I should say, at 56 here this afternoon. So great to see Vlad fighting fit as well. And despite the lightweight, punching him out as strong as ever. So plenty of confidence if you are on board a Juric runner here this afternoon, who picks up a win early in the program in the $50,000 Top Night 2020 Stakes. 33 starts, 9 wins and 4 minors here for Sabah Star, who continues on the great run in the last couple of seasons for the Turf Bloodstock Sabah stable. And David Koch, who is rising from strength to strength with a number of ownership groups entrusting horses in the stable. A big team of runners here, one of our biggest stables now here in Singapore. 164 and 2, 164 and 2, those numbers there in race number 3, a neck by a half. $9.06 the price of our winner. Second in the run here goes to the 6 in Sia, who's done very well in his return run to Class 4. 19 the place, 4 in for third, 17 Super Bowl. $17 there for the place, and wrapping up the top 4 there, Predator sticks on to finish out the quartet as Connections head down to join our winning horse for the photo. And we head back to the replay. We're 23 minutes from post time for race number 4.
Handlers clear the way, 1,400 metres ahead of them. Set, off and racing. Just a little bit slowly into stride there was Sandbox. And beginning nice and quickly on the front foot was Super Bowl. Driving up now is Sia. And to the outside, wide of them is Fearless Warrior. Now, Sabah Star's going to lob in 4th and get a lovely run on the inside, one off the rail as Predator just digs up and holds him out there. Then we get back to Top Confidence, Sandbox. Amazing Breeze drops back second last. And the Shadow is last of all. 425.02, so they're going at a really nice pedestrian gallop here. And C has been able to get in front by just over a length to Super Bowl. Getting caught out there is Fearless Warrior, just travelling a little bit wide as Sabah Star gets a drop, 1 out, 1 back. Predator seems to settle nice and easy on the bridle for Nunez. Amazing Breeze has just improved a position or 2. Dropping out of it was Sandbox and Top Confidence, with the Shadow going to have to whip around the whole field for Simon Koch in the Falcon Racing Silks. Half a mile in 47.63. They swing for the judge, and they've got just over 400 metres left to go. It is C in front on the inside rail. Super Bowl coming into it in the Lucky Silks. Here comes Sabah Star. Juric gets nice and busy. He hasn't fully asked a full question yet. He does now. He gets up and draws about a neck in front of Super Bowl and Sia. The Shadow looks to be running on. Predator a little bit 1 pace late. He's still sticking with him, but he's not going away, Sia. But Sabah Star is going to be too good. Sabah Star wins it over Sia. Very brave in Class 4. Super Bowl in for 3rd. Predators run on into 4th position. And then we get back to...
So numbers across. So numbers across the line there, 1, 6, 4 and 2. 1, 6, 4 and 2, those numbers there in the third event. A neck by a half. The margins, 121.91 the time. Stand by for correct weight. And the all clear is given here. Numbers 1, 6, 4 and 2 correct weight. The Top Night 2020 Stakes Class 4 Division 2. 1, 6, 4 and 2. Sabre Star the winner. Vlad Jurek, David Koch. $9 and 6 the place. Forecast 1 and 6, $16. Place forecast 1 and 6, $6. 1 and 4, $9. 4 and 6, $19. TSA 1, 6, 4, $189. Trio 1, 4, 6, $52. Quartet 1, 6, 4 and 2, $475. Margins a neck by a half by 1 3/4. Time 121.91 for the 1400. As we get the run-ons here for the third event, Predator runs into fourth from the shadow in fifth. Amazing Breeze, Sandbox, Fearless Warrior, last across Top Confidence. Quick break on the other side. Race number 4 here from the Singapore Turf Club. It's the $50,000 Sun Marshall 2019 Stakes over the long course B, 1,200 metres the distance. As they straighten for home here at the 500 metres. Webster, the leader, still has been positive the entire way. Charminton getting ridden on the outside. Burak 61 looks prominent with Pacific Angel. City Gold Star starts to loom up now as well. Sacred Judgment looking for an out on the outside as Charminton hits the lead. Montana Flash giving a side on the inside here. Webster seems to be over and done with. Burak 61, City Gold Star, plenty of hopes here. Charminton the outside of Montana Flash. Charminton, City Gold Star from the last. Straighten up into the lane, and it is Pacific Delight up on the inside, the leader now. Length and a half here from out wide. City Gold Star starts to present here with Bestseller. January also sticking on. A Better Tomorrow drops off to go back with Tributo. Pacific Delight did start to feel the pinch there at the 100, and going on by was Bestseller and City Gold Star.
Welcome back to race day for race number 4. This is Sun Marshall 2019 Stakes in Class 4 Division 1, 1,200 meters over short course B. $50,000 prize money for grab at a start time at 1:30 p.m. Number 1, City Gold Star, your favorite. And from 1, Hugh Bowman at 542. Number 2, Nippenberg from 6, Manon Nunes at 495. Number 3, Lim's Best Breaker from 10, Mark Lerner at 521. Number 4, Dancing Supremo from 3, Matthew Callady at 495. Number 5, Joyful Star from 2, Banana Pinheiro at 494. Number 6, Bionics from 12, M. Zaki -3 at 508. Number 7, Sporty 61 from 4, Safriza -5. And number 8, Trabuto from 9, Louis Bilzona at 501. Number 9, Split Second from 8, Jolene Xiao at 513. Number 10, Dr. Cardo from 11. Kuros from 481. Number 11, Royal Commander from 7, TH Cole at 537. Number 12, Groovy from 5, Krishna Tangamani at 459. And we have, as we look at the claims for race number 4, we have Sporty 61 rider, Safriza get to claim 1, and Split Second rider, Jolene Xiao get to claim 3. Alright, we're coming to race number 4. This is the Class 4 company. 1200 meters. And we will have a look at the debutant at number 4, Dancing Supremo. Had won in back home and 1400 meters. And a couple of trials, in fact, quite impressive trial recently.
That he did, Raymond. Thank you very much. Yeah, look, it's great to see the Aramco colours back here under the name here, the Dancing Supremo stable. So great to see some very familiar silks back in Singapore. Matthew Callady doing the riding here for Shane Birchiger. 83 and 17 for this runner here, who comes here obviously with some form overseas, but comes into here with the blinkers on for the first time. A lot of question marks surrounding how Dancing Supremo will go here in this event, but gets every possible from a good gate.
Yes, look good in paddock at a 495, looks like. Although it's appearing for the very first time. A little bit curious here. This number 4, Dancing Supremo. But looks like a pretty nice type. And from number 1, then City Gold Star had a very good run last start, opening his account in the Class 4 company.
First of 4 rides this afternoon for Hugh Bowman, who makes his way here to partner Golden Monkey in the Group 1 Singapore Derby. Comes into this race here off some nice trial form here, and obviously picking up a win last time out over 1200 metres at Class 4 level, coming from a ways back there to beat Charminton, who has run good in one of the earlier races here today. So with that form obviously Frank there, with Charminton running a strong second. Hoping he can get every possible here from the ace draw. I think comes into this with plenty of confidence, and although in a field like this he looks one of the hopes, where you're going to have to take the unders here. He's going to be well supported, not only because of form, but also the rider booking is going to entice a lot of people to be getting involved here with the top weight. So he's a well-deserving favourite here, and I think him and Nippenberg are clear top contenders in the event, but you just got to be prepared to take the unders here on the 1.
Yes, we have a superstar here for the jockey. Number 6, Bionics, look well suited in 1,000 meters. 1,200, a little bit bad he make it, but wasn't really out of market. It was completely out of market now.
Yeah, he was out of the market here, and look, he is a horse that will not be appreciating that wide draw. We know he's a horse that does like to sort of settle in the sort of second half of the field, but this barrier in a full field of 12 runners may see him getting back a little bit further than they would like to. So I can understand the price of 213 and 51. The map doesn't suit him here to be a favourable hope in this event. Interested to see how he goes, but I can understand the quote.
Yes, understandable.
Mm. 什么都看不到。这件彩衣里头，沙里扎能骑的赢的马匹呢，就是那几匹而已啊，也不用去东猜西猜的，照跟就对了。但是这匹马呢，多少沙地还能看，草地我真的怎么看呢？跟大家一样啊，都是看看而已了。
他最近沙地都没有办法赢了，所以再转来草地，我觉得减分呐。
真的。
金币，这个赢的时候只是在未夺标马的场合。嗯。第4集上一算是跑接近的一次了。
就是因为上一这一场让我对他的印象大为改观呢。嗯。
上次打败他的至尊。
6-1，刚才都有存在感。
刚才跑一个第4名。
啊。就好像同样的道理，我们看重逢也是一样的。接下来就是跟重逢跑过的、输得不远的马匹，你都可以拿来加持的，讨论这个指标性的意义了。所以景碧在这一场赛事里面呢，我就不用去烦恼什么武圣啊、喜悦之星这些马匹去捕风捉影。嗯。我有实实在在能看的马匹，我凑够4个号码了，
就可以了，
很安稳的。
这个就等他去长途赛再说了，先休息回来，短途热身了。
最好的热身，顺便还能减2分呢。嗯。啊。
这第一批拿掉了。
因为现在1个礼拜就跑1天，你不要说啊，我回来热身你不给我减，还有几天够你减的啊。所以只要他跑，你只要报名出赛。那个分都会动的。
对，一直在短途赛跑。
你留在马房里头，那真的没办法给你动了啊。
对啊。 好啦，尼彭伯格可以说是国金星际应该最强的对手吧？这匹马就年轻一点啊，3岁，他是还没有赢过第4级，应该说还没跑过第4级，今天第1次来。
刚才那个叫什么爆款？有点像啊。
是。
不过你国金星际打败长明顿这个事情上头，只是赢人家一个马颈，
然后人家身形又小小
啊，就说你不能拿这个事情出来炫耀了，这个赢马不能拿来炫耀的。尼彭伯格那些场合，对吧？我们看了以后呢，觉得还是可信度较高的。
对，3号林家创世，这个上一休息回来是刚刚降级啊，不过。也是热身啊，上一。
对，热身我认为已经达到效果了。这个159你千万小心，千万小心啊！他这匹马的能力，在我心目中比那1号还有可观之处。价钱就更不用说了。
价钱真的很好。
你会感激那6块钱的位置吗？包赢就不敢说了，有那匹马跟他平票的嘞，谁敢说包赢？那3号，这个。我也不敢想，这150能爆出来了，至少那上名
30多很好了，
一大坨嘞。
5号的喜悦之星，这个4岁马就是首次在本地亮相了，原地也就是跑短途的，
就很尴尬。现在4跟52匹马一看人家前面的那3匹各有各的特点，后面还有一些躲在暗处的，所以这个4号5号这2匹4岁马啊。哎，今天来的这个场合真的是没来对啊！既不占天时，也不占地利，更不占人和，2位都刚赢过了，杜毅跟潘小朗。但是想凭这2匹马的其中1匹，在这场赛事为他们创造再赢一场头马，难度很高。
5胜不是杜伊奇，5胜是格拉里。
格拉里
杜伊奇是他的4跑。10号的是卡德博士。卡德博士最近真的一直在第4级啊，很有存在感。
对，虽然他也是跑沙地的，但是跟生化战士比的话了，我觉得虽然都在外栏了，我看卡德博士多一眼了。不过这个奎洛斯，我刚才看他那一场赛事啊，骑法啊，
那经验可能还欠缺啊。
我没有看出让我眼前一亮哎，说什么他是他干儿子这个事情，少往自己身上贴金了他是他，你是你，那个。鞭下去打鞭手就停，手推鞭就停，又是那种分一半的
11号的军爷，这个最近也是有交代啦，在那场第5集，我觉得又是进入了减分的阶段，而且他应该是杀底啦，
对，
杀底会比较好。
后面这4匹里头就看一个卡德博士就行了，我还是冲着马，不是冲着人，就看这人不要想加持了，你不要拖累这匹马就好了。
绝世才子。这个也是好不容易在前翼赢了一场头马。
现在草地究竟会走得怎么样是个谜啊。你说这么冷的马匹，我要看也是看前面的了，看林家创世那种的。刚才看他冷，等一下会一定动这个3号。因为马定贤的马匹，刚才那个开路先锋下票都是。说下就下了。
哎，大热门落到了尼彭伯格的身上了。
其实，哎，无所谓的啦，谁当大热门，
反正就是看这2匹，
能赢就行了。
这2匹之后，其他的回报价值都不错的。
嗯。
这个是生化战士。赢马的是爆冷的。
嗯，对。
这个是龙马61。锦碧整体的表现其实还算是相当平稳，他最近只不过就是1004那一场输掉而已啊。
啊。
他因为现在为止他1002应该还是最理想的赛程嘛，所以稍微尝试一下1004，发现不行，又回来短途了。
只要这个刚才那个输的那个阴影不要带到这一场就行了。那个武状元啊。嗯。是武状元啊，对对对。
绝世才子。
包兆林好像不走的嘞，继续待着。不像莫丹尼那个有点那种非今天莫属的感觉，不想空手吗？嗯。不过今天高德发回来马上就有动静啊，我们也是觉得很欣慰了，因为
对呀，之前受伤啊。
后面那些选的不少绕不过他的，既然现在有这样子重逢都可以拼，后面呢我就放心了。不管选不选，你都要小心了，这个后面的一些它会影响这个赛果的。对他个人来说呢，就少了好多天的头马了。
对啊。
被沈文诺啊，其他的大师傅们啊，把他那些坐骑啊，也是炸得干干的了。
那本来之前他都一直手风不错的嘛。
那你就像这个重逢，他都错过了很多了。感觉。我不奇怪今天在4班他这样子的表现了。
今天我选了他一匹高大上。
可以的。那大家呢也是都是看好这个尼彭伯格多一点。1号呢，我看真的是要想提升这匹马的能力，就只能是寄望于所谓的人的加持了。那过去我们也开过玩笑，就讨论这个，究竟是云丝仙子加持了不闻呢，还是不闻加持了云丝仙子？这个不管是从内在还是从外在从客观还是从主观，你都不敢说这是人加持了这匹马，是人造就了马王，还是马王造就了这个骑师王？讨论这个问题，我觉得也没有什么太大的意思。但是他的骑功确实是我们必须要肯定的。你有多少，他能用多少。所以国金星际这个给他骑的话呢，就不是说，还有什么保留的可能性了。他有多少给你榨干多少。刚才的查明顿那一场呢，我现在临时给你总结一下，就是这一场查明顿跑这个第2名输得干干脆脆1个多马位啊，基本上就是把这匹马的极限已经全部用尽了。你以后都不会比今天这场走得更好。那这场你是输给爆款了，4岁输给3岁。后面你不管你再讲什么，都至少在未来的几个月之中，不可能再有什么突飞猛进的可能性了。这个可能是他今年以来最高水准的表现。就这样进闸了。
好了，先进去的是高德发的马匹军爷，一匹冷门马，然后呢还有龙马61。 两匹都相当的冷落。另外有林家创世，12号爵士才子，卡德博士，尼彭伯格。紧闭稍后应该是空马进闸的，骑士已经在闸内等候。另外还有5号的喜悦之星，喜悦之星首次在本地亮相还没进去啊。9号的秒天秒地这匹长途马先进闸了。好，喜悦之星进去了。那8号的紧闭要空马进闸。另外3匹在等的包括有国金星际，然后是生化战士跟武圣。武圣也是首次在本地亮相的。好了，紧闭进去了。武圣4号马哥拉利的坐骑，也是3位数的冷门。好，然后黄色彩衣的是国金星际。哇，现在2号越来越热了，尼彭伯格已经是单位数的大热门了。另外一匹进闸的就是生化战士。好了，第4场赛事，所有马匹已经准备就绪。好，咱们打开第4场赛事呢，就正式开跑了。那现在是9号的这匹秒天秒地呢是出闸稍微慢一点的。那4号的武圣啊，在前面呢不等啊，已经抢得1个多马位的领放了。接着呢就在外侧上来粉红色帽子的那是卡德博士啊，跟着就有国金星际，他是在内侧。然后第4匹的则是尼彭伯格。那接下来呢就还有这个5号的喜悦之星。另外呢守在外侧绿色彩衣的有军爷，跟着呢中间上来的是龙马61，而在内侧的则有一匹紧闭，大概是1个多马位之后呢，就是爵士才子，他是在内侧，外面上来的有生化战士，然后林家创是在内栏，暂时垫后的则是长途马秒天秒地啊，已经开始打边了。那最后直程的时候呢，现在就是武圣还是一匹马在前面带出来，但是他的对手冲上来了，那尼彭伯格在外侧冲，然后中间上来的就是国金星际，这2匹马在斗啊，那国金星际是稍微出头，但是尼彭伯格拼命的追尼彭伯格，国金星际现在已经带出了1个马位了，赢了。然后呢就是尼彭伯格，跟着有5号的喜悦之星，然后应该是紧闭或者是卡德博士。再来其他的马匹呢，就包括有这个4号的武圣啊，然后秒天秒地爵士这爵士才子，另外呢还有军爷林家创世龙马61，跟着就是生化战士。好了，不文骑这匹国金星际打败了更受看好的这个尼彭伯格显文诺的坐骑，不过最终2匹马也就是1块钱的差距而已了。
回头那个金猴怎么输呢？
对，
稳了啊，
太稳了，只要马是好的，他就可以发挥的淋漓尽致了。
真的把这匹马骑出不一样的风采，至少比显文诺骑的时候还要好。不错不错。你看最后2匹马短兵相接的时候，他给这匹马带来的是正面加持的味道。那个卡德博士啊，我一直在关注，看看奎洛斯再怎么骑，也是骑到，
那他现在这个时间又打破了刚才爆款的时间。刚才爆款是1分8.85嘛，他是8.72。来，先听访问。
He pinged out the gates and then the horse just brought him into the race. Fortunately, at the 300, he got an out and the horse just took him past the line.
Must be a nice buzz to have a rider of his quality in the saddle on a big day like today, because we don't get them all that often here on these big days, so you've made the most and got the booking.
Yeah, we're really lucky. Thank you very much.
He's go and enjoy the win, getting the photo.
Thanks, Scott.
就是啊，你想想看，如果要是布文去骑尼彭伯格，那可能又不一样啊。就是他的鞍上的最后的那个整个动作，让这匹马感觉就是我很愿意为你跑。
你看，两个本来一开始是平头的嘛，然后结果人家3、2步就把你给赶上，就越过了，直接就摆脱你。
没办法，是这样的，就是这么的现实。
恭喜郭立卫啊，连下2城。他等一下后面还有啊。
对，那个沙巴黄牌是谁骑啊？
沙巴黄牌海里。
哎，那我就。
波文只骑他这一匹而已。
抢不到那么多人的了啊。撒胡椒面的啊，哪里可能你把人家一个人用到完呢？接下来看啊，每一匹他的坐骑你都要看啊。有可能今天他在啊，显文诺都熄火了啊，真的是这样的。
布文今天第一匹赢了国际星际咯，等一下他3匹都是摩西的了。烈火闯将金红。
不是因为他不想骑国际星际，而是人家说我找布文来骑嘞。下面那句不用讲了，
对啊，
你还不赶紧让位？
你就抢不到啦，所以我才说他这个他被迫要让给布文的。
哎，
所以他就去骑尼彭伯格了嘛。喜悦之星跑进一个第3名，哇，回报价值也算是不错的。好，布文。
就听他的采访了。
After taking out the 4th event.
Oh, that's a great way to start the day, Huey. Little bit of bad luck coming around the corner, but at some stage had to play jockeys and shoulder out into the clear, but once you did, it was a nice battle at the end.
Yeah, look, the option was there to come out a bit earlier than I did, but I just didn't want to expose him too soon, and then I found myself having to work for a bit of room, but look, he was travelling well, he did it comfortably, and he did it safely, and I thought he balanced up, and I was delighted with the response he gave me.
How's the track feel underneath you here this afternoon?
Bit of moisture. I think it'll race consistently well for the remainder of the afternoon, and looking forward to what might lie ahead.
You got some big rides later on in the afternoon. You must be full of confidence with Golden Monkey coming in race 11 in the Singapore Derby.
Well, he really put the writing on the wall last start. I thought he was really dominant. He was given a lovely ride by Chad, and if we can get a similar sort of path today, I'm sure he'll prevail.
It's great to have you in the winner's stall. Welcome back to Kranji.
Thank you.
好，咱们打开第4场赛事呢，就正式开跑了。那现在是9号的这匹秒天秒地呢，是出闸稍微慢一点的。那4号的武圣啊，在前面呢不等啊，已经抢得1个多马位的领放了。接着呢，就在外侧上来粉红色帽子的呢是卡德博士啊，跟着就有国金星际，他是在内侧。然后第4匹的则是尼彭伯格。那接下来呢，就还有这个5号的喜悦之星。另外呢，守在外侧绿色彩衣的有军爷。跟着呢，中间上来的是龙马61，而在内侧的则有一匹锦碧，大概是1个多马位之后呢，就是爵士才子，他是在内侧，外面上来的有生化战士，然后林家创是在内栏，暂时殿后的则是长途马秒天秒地啊，已经开始打边了。那最后直程的时候呢，现在就是武圣还是一匹马在前面带出来，但是他的对手冲上来了，那尼彭伯格在外侧冲，然后中间上来的就是国金星际，这2匹马在斗啊，那国金星际是
是稍微出头，但是尼鹏伯格拼命的追，尼鹏伯格国金星际现在已经带出了一个马位了，赢了。然后呢就是尼鹏伯格跟着有5号的喜悦之星，然后应该是锦碧或者是卡德博士。再来其他的马匹呢，就包括有这个4号的武圣啊，然后秒天秒地爵士这个爵士才子。
好了，第4场赛事的赛果已经是确定了，1、2、5、8是最终的名次。我们来看看派彩了。第1名就是1号的国金星际，多赢11，位置彩5块1。第2名是2号的尼鹏伯格，位置彩5块1。第3名是5号的喜悦之星，位置彩18。第4名则是8号的锦碧。预测彩1号、2号彩金4块半。 1号、5号彩金13，2号、5号彩金11，3重彩69，单体彩19，4重彩200块。马比距离是1个马位，EU 3/4马位以及3/4马位，时间是1分8.72秒。从第5名开始啊，卡德博士、武圣、黑马61，龙马61，然后是那个景木爵士才子，再来呢就是林家创世了，军爷、秒天秒地、生化战士，最后过终点的。
Engine start heads the rest. Axel still there as well, but still has to pick up 5 or 6. As Ace Sovereign now goes up to the outside of Pacific Warrior. He hasn't had an easy trip in running the whole way, and at the 200 metres he's being pressured. Still kicking onto the inside. Sacred Judgment looking for his 2nd win in a row, and Sacred Judgment burns past them now. Sacred Judgment, oh, that's an impressive win. Sacred Judgment by 2.5 beats home.
Star peels out to the middle of a track to get into better ground, and Lucky Baby coming from the back, but has a lot to make up. It is still Last Samurai in front. Teardrops is up there to later Gauntlet. Fighting Hero on the fence. Here comes Prestige Star on the outside making a bid. It's Fighting Hero on the fence. Teardrops, Prestige Star. Looks like Prestige Star's pressed the button at the right time. Lucky Baby doing his best work late, but it's too late. Prestige Star.
好，进入今天的第5场赛事了，1400公尺的途程第4级第1组。1号4选1排位10，雷马克加3；2号太平战士排位6，杜伊减2；3号大统领排位7，潘小亮减1；4号利德飞排位9，莫丹尼加9；5号大检阅排位5，海里474；6号精灵之星排位4，克西娜减11；7号赢的好闪电侠排位8，保证0加7；9号龙香虎部排位1，黄金轩减5；10号永劫同心排位2，罗士兰减3。减磅的消息，克西娜是减1公斤的，罗士兰减4公斤。
好了，我们先来看看第一匹7号的赢得福人呢。这匹马也就只赢过1场新马赛，上一升上第4级，这个走势就比较一般了。
没有觉得现在还有这个上升的所谓的空间了。
这场第4级不简单啊，我觉得。
对，
对手多。
他可能现在连1/4的争胜机会都不够。千万不敢一厢情愿的觉得他还有空间啊什么的。 当然，如果你把布文找来，我就没话讲了。
好，8号的闪电侠，当然闪电侠他也就只赢未夺标马的赛事，但至少比起赢得福人来说，他第4集还可以上名，而且
这些大后上的马匹，你看当时的参赛条件呢，那一场输胜才的时候走大外栏呢，还受困呢。
那一场他其实走得不错。
上一场是真的是去镀金了。
金头。好了，包兆林既然选择了不走，留下来，那就好好骑吧。
这个就有1/4的争胜机会。
我觉得是比赢得福人好的。
肯定了。赢得福人没有见过什么大场面的。
1号的是玄逸，这个是来爆冷的啦。他1004其实算是蛮理想的这个赛程了。
关键是班级很敏感，只要上4班。
对，他现在已经是回到4班了。
对，一下4班，
然后就用回雷马克。
那个时候基本上是不管不顾的，沙地也行的，1004也行的。所以我说全天高岗可能就剩这一批能赢的了，其他的就是看你能不能上名而已了。
对啊，70多块不是说不能够爆冷的，看你跟他的缘分的。
爆也爆不了大冷了，现在。就是以前都已经是走光过的。
太平战士，这个是还没有赢过的，但是他也镀过金的。2度输给双面人。
其实他才是赢面颇高的一匹马，在这一场里头，太平战士。同样3岁来说了，他不需要像赢得福人那样留前斗后，他可以走的比较靠前一点的。但是他之前的那2场输给双面人的时候走，那2场真的是好奇怪的。
今天他就说要中游的位置。
这个其实也是我心里面觉得应该合理的一个走法，希望能说到做到了。反正没戴眼罩的话，也不用给旧旅开路，应该做得到了。
利德飞也是上位夺标，但是他同样是在第4集已经徘徊很久了。
哎呀，这个我看，我觉得了，莫丹尼可能会在这匹马身上拿到机票钱了。
他今天第一次来这个1004，之前反正一直1002都赢不了，来1004试一试咯。
机会相当高。
我也是有把它放在里面。
回家的机票就靠这匹了。
大检阅，这个是在未夺标马的场合赢马了。也是去到第4集就停的。我觉得他跟赢得福人至少是新马赛，他是未夺标马，对手更弱。
这一场冷热不均呢。太平战士捧得太热，其他的都有点怪怪的。
12块之后就已经去到20多了，将近30了。
这匹马也是只有一个跑法嘛，就是领而已。
精明之星，暂时也是还没赢过的，还在调整。
不要了。我连龙翔虎步都放弃了。
我也是放弃了，我已经选他选到手软了。
4岁的里面，我只有大统领。利德飞我是现场看喜欢而已，刚开始都没有里面。剩下那些4岁的就闪电侠一匹了。大统领、闪电侠我有，没有太多了。这一场有点各花入各眼的，你没办法去强求说谁怎样怎样。潘校长为什么这么迟出来？马都早就出来了，人刚刚才跑过来了。
大统领1004曾经尝试过一次，有过上名的。 他也是一样，在第4集啊，他是赢过第4集，只不过他赢的是沙地赛。
啊，就是这个场地走在前面威胁性很大咯。就怕他不走在前面，一定要走在前面的。
东乡湖部，反正自从他被贬了之后，他现在的2场赛事呢，就好像已经受到了严重的打击了。
很大的打击。
对，没有办法，可以说是原地复活。
啊，我再看回这个2号啊，身形这样小，捧到这个价钱，值不值得嘞？啊，怕他扛不起啊。
永结同心。1004同样是首次尝试。
啊，不过对他来说没有什么压力的，这么轻，投的这样轻。
他在杀地的时候也是要走在前面的。
嗯，草地具体会怎么走很难预估了，留前斗后也是有可能的。大概率了，留前斗后了，我还是把它放在里头了。哇，
这场应该选择比较五花八门的。
我整个看了一圈下来以后，临场就只有这个3号有精神状态，不管是人骑没骑上去啊。其他的都感觉好像垂头丧气的。那现在2号呢是稳坐大热门的，不管各方面的条件如何， 他就是要当这个大热门。我相信就是上亿的那个输给盛才，甚至再往前那2场在3岁系列赛上面的他的走得接近的这样子的战，使得这个太平战士呢吸引了很多人的目光。但是不要忘记啊，今天的这场第4级第1组，这匹马是以一匹在本地尚未赢马的身份来的。他呢在这场赛事里头去当这个大热门，真的有点说不过去。从始至终啊，没有赢过4班赛。我相信一定可以赢4班赛的，但是不是在今天这样的场合里头，不敢给你打包票啊。总之他就是大热门。我放大统领在这边，他都居然是60多块，就是这一场赛事真的很奇怪的。其实说大热倒灶的也不光太平战士这一匹马哦，这一场里头，利德飞也是属于这样的例子，大检阅同样，龙翔虎步也是这样的，大热倒灶不是1次2次了，是往前看还是往后看啊？这个年轻马里头，3岁的是一个世界，4岁的又是另一个天地，真的很难说服大家啊，说谁比谁好。反正我大统领好像睁着眼的，其他的都好像睡着了一样的。就是这一场本身的情况就是这样。那太平战士，你要说就是这个礼拜前个礼拜到这个礼拜备战这块呢，谁好谁不好？他那个身形460，他只要在跑道上做功做快攻，那就是吸引眼球的，就这个构造的马匹嘛。那500多公斤的那些，你看了好像就觉得没有他这种460、450这种跑起来吸引眼球。这是一个错觉，我们经常提醒大家的。4选1有做工啊，有走势啊，但是高刚的马匹现在我都不敢信了。前面2个礼拜，我们赛果告诉我们是这样的，做工有又能怎样？就现在只是跟你讲4选1，他降到第4班了，他不会等就对了。他赢，我也不奇怪。除此之外，这一场里头就没有了，其他的完全没有了，都是想而已的。甚至像后面的那个永界通亲，功都不做的，除了就是散步而已。能前领的马匹不少。这个刚才也是几场1200、1400跑下来，大家也看到了，步速一场比一场快。4班跟5班的差距都是2秒多了，而且在4班这边不断的刷新。能后上，但是你不能走在前面，你想后上谈何容易？太平战士他说他要留在中列的位置，也是有这方面的考虑啊。幸好杜毅也赢了一场了，那个手风看看能不能带到这一场了。不好的问题，出闸的时候前面的压力太大，我就怕他用多，后面一起追的时候难以为继。因为这一场的前领的步速将会是那些身形比他大很多的马匹共同创造出来的，对他的压力太大了。啊，进闸，
是的，先进闸的是龙香虎步，然后太平战士也进去了。10号的是永结同心，3号大统领。 然后有赢得福人、闪电侠、利德飞、大检阅，然后还有精明之星跟要空马进闸的4选1。 大热门还是2号的太平战士，是4块钱独赢8块钱位置。另外一匹呢就是8号的闪电侠也是跌票了，现在去到15块钱独赢8块钱位置了。最后一匹要进闸的是1号的4选1，骑师已经在闸门里面等候了。降级作战的4选1，好，进去一半了。 好了，所有马匹都进闸，第5场赛事准备。好，没问题。闸门打开了，这场第4季第1组1400公尺的草地赛事啊，2匹马呢就前速比较慢的，包括有8号的闪电侠，还有6号的精明之星。现在在前面一马当先，有3号的大统领啊，带出有一个马位，跟在他后面的呢就是永结同心，他是守在内侧，然后大检阅呢则是在外栏，跟着呢守在大概一个马位之后，有一匹灰马龙香虎步啊，然后呢就是赢得福人在外面，然后在内侧的是太平战士，一个多马位之后呢就是4选1，跟着有精明之星，然后呢是利德飞，暂时垫后的则是要后上的闪电侠，他现在距离前面领放的马匹已经有整10个马位了。刚刚过了600公尺的时候呢，现在呀这个3号的大统领继续的在前面，带出有一个马位，跟在他后面的是大检阅。 然后呢，就有这匹10号的永结同心，另外是龙香虎步太平战士，跟着呢就还有赢得福人，然后精明之星守在内侧，跟着呢还有一匹粉红色彩翼的闪电侠，现在也是靠的比较前一点了。现在前面2匹马了，一匹灰马呢就是这一匹龙香虎步，然后呢是太平战士在逗他，闪电侠在内侧追不到了，现在是太平战士啊，杜伊的坐骑最终呢是大热兑现了，然后。 龙香虎步跑第2，另外一匹大热门闪电侠则是屈居一个第3名啊。第4名2匹马比较接近的，包括有赢得福人啊，或者是精明之星，跟着才有永结同心。其他马匹呢，就包括有利德飞，然后是4选1，还有这个大统领跟大检阅。 太平战士跟龙香虎步在最后阶段就斗得相当的这个激烈，不过杜伊的马匹太平战士就略胜一筹了。而这一匹闪电侠呢，早段是真的落后比较远啊，最后冲上来就没有太大威胁了。场头马，
正常的赛果了。 跑到最后呢，很多马匹呢已经是烧得干干净净了，就剩下这2匹马在斗。这个龙香虎步可能以后都很难再找到这样的机会了，全面性的机会，但是顶不住啊。不管是从头重还是从身形，全面性的机会。 甚至排位，但是还是输给太平战士啊！真的，就2匹马斗啊，已经跑脱节了的。后面的你可以说它是人弃我取也可以，
没威胁的
啊，7跟8都属于这种类型了。但是龙香虎步，我现在就深入的感觉了，身形。 排位 跑法，驮重，关键是驮重哎。哇，这全面性的机会的情况下，
还是输
给太平战士，就跟刚才的查明顿的道理一样啊。啊，人家查明顿还可以说，哎，我才多大一点呢，不要讲我啊。龙翔虎步现在还有什么这个可能性呢？接下来，
本来真的以为他今天终于可以扬眉吐气的。哇，今天这些马主的全部都是特别打扮来的。这又另外一组了，那克莱门那边的。我们刚才前面也说，太平的马匹今天也是蛮多匹的。太平国金，
2根手指头了。好，2987是最后的名次啊，时间是1分21.02秒。
闸门打开了，这场第4季第1组1400公尺的草地赛事啊。2匹马呢，就前述比较慢的，包括有8号的闪电侠，还有6号的精明之星。现在在前面一马当先，有3号的大统领啊，带出有1个马位，跟在他后面的呢就是永劫同心，他是守在内侧，然后大卷月呢则是在外栏，跟着呢守在大概1个马位之后，有1匹灰马龙香虎步啊，然后呢就是赢得福人在外面，然后在内侧的是太平战士，1个多马位之后呢就是4旋翼，跟着有精明之星，然后呢是利德飞，暂时殿后的则是要后上的闪电侠，他现在距离前面领放的马匹已经有整10个马位了。刚刚过了600公尺的时候呢，现在呀这个3号的大统领继续的在前面，带出有1个马位，跟在他后面的是大检阅。然后呢，就有这匹10号的永劫同心，另外是龙香虎步太平战士，跟着呢就还有赢得福人，然后精明之星守在内侧，跟着呢还有1匹粉红色彩翼的闪电侠，现在也是靠的比较前一点了。现在前面2匹马了，1匹灰马呢就是这一匹龙香虎步，然后呢是太平战士在逗他，闪电侠在内侧追不到了，现在是太平战士啊，杜伊的坐骑，最终呢是大热兑现了，然后龙翔虎步跑第2，另外1匹大热门闪电侠则是屈居一个第3名啊。第4名2匹马比较接近的，包括有赢得福人啊，或者是精明之星，跟着才有永劫同心。其他马匹呢就包括有利德飞，然后是4旋翼，还有这个大统领跟大检阅。
第5场的名次2987，基本上确定了。时间就是1分21.02秒。好，我们来看看第5场赛事的派彩第1名战士。多赢14，位置彩5块1，第2名是9号的龙翔虎步，位置彩15。第3名是8号的闪电侠，位置彩5块1，第4名则是7号的赢得福人。预测彩2号、9号彩金16，位置预测彩2号、9号彩金7，2号、8号彩金5， 8号、9号彩金9，三中彩50/46，马比距离是3/4马位，3个半马位以及1个马颈。时间是1分21.02秒。再看看其他马匹了，就从第5名开始。精明之星，6号的精明之星，然后才是4旋翼、利德飞、永劫同心、大检阅，最后过终点的是3号的大统领，就看看他兽医检测是不是有实行了。
Peel out to the middle of the track. Getting back to the inside there is Lims Jimba and Starboy. Pacific Commander's got about 5 lengths to make up, and nothing really coming from the tail. It is Santino in the orange silks. Lims Jimba running a race. Here comes Bakil out wide for Nunez. Bakil gets up and hits the front with 130 metres left to go, and he draws away now by 1.5 lengths. Bakil goes on and scores. With Artillery out wide on the course, Pacific Beauty, they're travelling nicely. Artillery inside of him, Fire looking for a clear run. Let's look for Ace of Diamonds and Supreme Vanguard. Speed Heroine has about 6 lengths to make up, but it's Artillery. Artillery scoots away with 190 to go. Big Max on the inside. Fire seems to be plugging away there with Pacific Beauty, but Artillery, he was unlucky on debut, but he took it out of the equation. Artillery scored.
来到今天的其中一场重头戏了，新加坡3级赛，新加坡金蹄铁锦标，1200公尺的途程，2点半开跑。1号巴吉尔排位10，显文诺加7；2号火力十足排位12，郭伟宏减4；3号格雷男孩排位7，莫达尼减1；4号丰盛排位14，潘小朗减10；5号掘金者排位2，包兆林减11；6号巴特勒排位13，尤索夫减17。 7号巨无霸排位3，奎洛斯481；8号烈火排位1，布文减4； 9号超能宝宝排位15，比武火减1； 10号心满意足排位9，吴显东减2； 11号天天开心排位8，海里551； 12号猎鹰六月排位6，杜毅；3号太平司令排位11，穆勒钦加9； 14号太平神兵排位16，沙利扎加3； 15号太平胜利排位5，黄金泉510； 16号林家镇马排位4，北马克减3。最后一匹后波马的是17号猎鹰5月，已经退赛了。就一位是增磅的，就是8号马的骑士不稳，还要加半公斤。
我们先来看看2号火力十足，上一刚刚赢了一场新马赛，那当时呢就打败了巨无霸，可是他首战的时候呢就是输给了丰盛，今天他也要先过丰盛这一关呢。
罗锦这边呢3匹里头，觉得火力十足都算是能看的其中一匹。没有太明显的缺点。表现方面呢，也和这个岸上人是一路来配搭很稳固的。这一点我也很注重的。有些你当然你找不文来的那就更好了。那你在本地的这个里面你找不到人，你都甚至换那些见习生的那些都不能赢马的，肯定是雪上加霜的，谈不上加持。
11号天天开心，这些就还没看过他们跑，身形是有了。
因为我今天一点都不想看的。这么多马看都看不过来。
对呀，真的看不过来。
还要去费劲。
巴吉尔，所以也是很难的。
今天就是参赛条件比之前稍微理想一点点了，这匹马都是走外栏的前面。 今天把眼罩也戴上了，就是
然后比较靠内栏，
对，很靠内栏的。
比起前运气很差。
黄了就是闪电了，含金量能有多少？这个只能是你自己喜欢了。很难说啊！我看到那一场就已经是好像觉得同龄没有一匹比他好了，很难做到的。 祝他好运喽！
丰盛临场消息，也是目前的大热门啊，上一都已经是大热兑现，打败火力十足了。
这个位我不担心，只是这个价钱我担心啊。就是今天在这样的场合里面，他当这个大热门。
我们刚刚也说嘛，这